Hello, podcast world. This is Chats with Baba, brought to you by Lighthouse for Academic and Cultural Excellence. This is a weekly podcast, and the purpose of the Lighthouse for Academic and Cultural Excellence is to inform and empower parents of young Black children. The information is applicable to all children. It's not specifically geared for Black children, but the reason why, as an African American male myself, and a grandfather of two, a father of two, and spending enormous amount of time teaching children, many children don't have the foundation. So the idea is to inform parents. Parents are children's first and foremost teachers. And to inform parents is to enable them to release the natural genius in Black children. Black children have untapped and underdeveloped gifts. The quality of experience and exposure lays the foundation, hear me now, for life. We're moving from miseducation to education. Our goal is to strive for excellence all the way through. It's important to understand that childhood is the beginning of life. It's a relatively short period, but during that brief period, the building blocks that will carry them through life is established. Stay with me as I share with you a thought. But before getting on into that, let me just share two things you might want to be concerned about. Reports are beginning to come out talking about the impact of COVID on lost learning. And I'm afraid in some cases, for some children, it's almost been a year of lost learning. And somehow that has to be dealt with. I'll be speaking about it later, but it's something we need to be aware of in terms of not only lost learning, in other words, that which has not been taught, but that which they were taught is also kind of gone astream. But so the early years are absolutely critical, and I'm sure as this year unfolds and science gets a handle on COVID-19, there'll be more and more and more reports coming out about the impact that it's had on children. You see lots of stuff coming on the internet, in schools, in school meetings now, talking about SEL, that's social emotional learning. So when you see those letters, that's the reference point. SEL, social emotional learning. And you hear a lot of discussion and talk about children's well-being as a result of this COVID. Imagine you're at a MARTA station where the train is coming through, or you're at some station where a train will be coming through. Imagine waiting for the train. You can hear it in the distance. You can hear it. And in a relatively short time, you can see it. You can see it coming towards you, and you know this is a train that you want to board. But it doesn't appear to be slowing down in order for you to board. So from the time that you hear it until you see it, until it reaches where you are, and in the blink of an eye, it's gone. Suddenly it is gone. And you're wondering, what happened? Why am I saying that? Several things that's going to impact this generation's life. It's not going away. Digital learning, technology, and the big one, AI, artificial intelligence. Recently on 60 Minutes, they did a presentation on potentially what artificial intelligence can do in terms of resolution of problems and so forth and so on. I don't want to stay there. I'll come back to that at another time. But the notion is it's real. It's here and it's moving at the rate of a rapid train. It's coming so fast that before you know it, it's here and moving forward at a rapid pace. And it's picking up speed all the time. That is, the use of artificial intelligence is just expanding. So I want to spend some time today, as I've been doing in the past, focusing on early literacy. And the talk for the next several sessions is going to be on the teaching of math skills, math knowledge, math concepts. Now we're talking about our emphasis with young children. And I think it's important for you to revisit times that I've talked about children learn through their senses. All of young children's learning is sensorial. And not only that, but their vehicle for learning is through play. Now, as we talk about math, it's important to understand that math is all around young children every day. Somebody asks, how old are you? Somebody says, in an hour, you will go to sleep. You will go to bed. In an hour, you will take your bath. Or you were born on such and such a day. So the conversation involves math concepts, math terminology all day, every day. For many of us, math is such an abstraction. So when we're working with young children, you want to keep it at a place where it is very concrete. It's very visible. It's very touchy-feely. Those things that children can use their senses, their hands, their eyes, even tasting, visual, hearing, etc. All of their senses come to play in learning math knowledge, math concepts, math skills. What's going on in the brain? As children are learning, whether it's math, and I want to stay with math, let me just say that. What they are developing is a mental math map. Let me say that again. What they are developing is a mental math map, which supports how they adapt or adjust to the environment and changes that they see. And changes that they see through manipulating, touching, feeling. All of this is part of the math map that is building up in their minds. And I hope I'm not muttering over this, and I hope you clearly hear what I'm saying. As they are manipulating things, their math map is developing. Now, many parents are concerned that they learn the numbers, counting, order, etc. That's critical, that's important, but that will come. What you want to do is to provide things where children can touch and manipulate. What you want to do is help them to understand, without calling it this, the science of mathematics. And in that science, what children are beginning to manipulate are patterns. Let me be very specific. Let's say you had some crayons, and they are varying colors. So you want to create a pattern where there are light colors, dark colors, colors of varying shades. And children begin putting all of those that look alike in one set, all of those that look alike in a different set, and so forth and so on. So they begin to see a pattern just from manipulating the crayons. Now, let's say you then put together a different configuration. Let's say you have two dark and one light, and you set up a series of patterns, two dark and one light, or vice versa. And then the children begin to manipulate the crayons in terms of what they see. They will replicate that pattern, two of this and one of that. Moving on. Let's say you put all of the green in one set, you put all of the blue in one set, you put all of the red in one set. They see yet another pattern, all of one kind go together. So this is part of that mental map that is being developed in their brain. Now, as they're doing this, these patterns that they are seeing are being stored. Okay. Now, stay with me. You've not heard me say anything about counting, etc. The counting will come. Okay. The counting will come. What you're helping them to do is to develop a mathematical mind, a mind that sorts things according to this particular pattern, or it sorts things according to this particular pattern, or it sorts things according to other sensory kinds of things. Texture. This is rough, so all of these go together. This is smooth, so all of these go together. This is longer, these go together. These are shorter, these go together. Again, what is being established here is concepts relative to the mental math that's going on. Now, that may seem boring to you, but it's not to children. Okay, the repetition is important. Let's say somebody, the smallest box of crayons is the basic eight. You can get crayons down up to 100 in a box, and they vary the shades of the color of the various shades. And so with that, you can create all sorts of patterns for children to see, explore, and manipulate. And you want to do that over and over and over again. Now, it just doesn't have to be crayons. You could have some other things that are multicolored. And again, you want to create a pattern. The pattern could be 2 of these and 2 of these, and the children would replicate that pattern. My point is that the replication is critical in terms of them internalizing concepts for their mental map in their mind. Okay, the concepts are important for the mental map in their mind. So the repetition is critical. Their ability to manipulate, their ability to create these patterns is important. And I'm going slow because the foundation for math, once it's laid, and if it's laid correctly, it does not change. 2 plus 2 will always be 4 to infinity from now on. Red and blue will always be red and blue, or blue and red. When you're doing that, you're also laying a foundation in terms of some of the principles of mathematics. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Again, long story short, these are concepts relative to the mental math that is going on. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want to rush the idea of helping parents to internalize some of the concepts. Our own discomfort with math is because of what we don't know about math. That's our own discomfort. And I don't want that discomfort transferred to the children. But if you can internalize the idea of the children developing a mental map in their mind as they are seeing patterns, okay, those patterns don't go away. As they are using their senses, as they are manipulating, okay, they're building up their storehouse of knowledge. And this is what is being expanded as I talk about their mental map. So play with that with the children, and even do it by yourself. Take a box of crayons, take something that has multi-varied colors, and see how many patterns you can create. Okay, and it also helps you to feel comfortable what it is that you're asking of children. So with that for today, I just want to stop because we're going to continue down this path at a relatively comfortable pace, and I'll be reviewing these concepts and building on them as we go, and you'll see the connections. Okay, you'll see the connections, and you will also, as you are doing it, you will see your children in terms of their exploration. And as you are doing things with them, you will see the lights go on in their face. So, with that, this completes our Chats with Baba on math literacy. Enjoy the evening.